Gus, what about your Dogs? Sitting there on 8 points, equal with the Eels as well. They fought hard against the Warriors, but it just didn't go their way.
Yeah, no, they fight hard every week. Yeah, the things that I'm looking for, I was pretty pleased with a lot of the performance. Coach obviously has some things that he would like to see improve. 3 of the tries sort of came from kicks. This was a bad one that probably gave a sick taste in his mouth, but we scored a couple of those too. A lot of injuries, very inexperienced side. I think there was only about 700 first-grade games in our side up against about 1,700. So in the end, that just told for the Warriors. And their 2 front rowers and their half-back were outstanding, and that got them over the line. They've been really good, the Warriors, this year. Been impressed with them.
Gus, you've been at the club for nearly a couple of years now. You would have had a plan in place and a vision to get the club back to a successful organisation. Where does that sit now, and are you on the right path?
Yeah, we're definitely on the right path. I guess when you go back 2 years, we inherited a lot, and that was salary caps and contracts and staff and all sorts of things that have changed dramatically over the last couple of years. It was all viewed towards tidying up our salary cap, hopefully by 2024, which is next year. And then from there, underneath that, putting in a development program where we'd have a lot of young kids coming through, hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years, that would graduate through to the NRL through our own programs. We won the Harold Mass, the under-17s representative competition this year. Our lower grades are going well. There's a lot of kids there we've recruited and brought into the club that I'd hope that can graduate through to the NRL over the next couple of years. We debuted Blake Wilson the other night, who did a really good job on the wing for us, and there's a handful of players just like Blake that are waiting for their opportunity. But, most of it has been around managing the salary cap we inherited and getting that right over a cut. And it takes 2 or 3 years to fix that, and that's where we are at the moment.
Now, there's a few other clubs at the moment in a similar boat to the Bulldogs. I think you look at the Dragons, the Tigers. How long does it take, realistically, when you walk into a club? I know you said a couple of years with a salary cap. How long does it take to, turn teams that are finishing, in the bottom 8 to consistently get to a top 8 position? What's the realistic look at it?
Well, there's 2 programs. I'm more on a long-term development program, so it could take anything from 5 to 10 years to actually start developing kids now that are going to be a part of your NRL team over the next 5 to 10 years, and then come together. And you need to do that consistently over every 12 months, so that after 5 or 6 years, you've got 2 or 3 years of kids that are going to come through and play NRL for you.
Does your area have those kids?
No.
You're not too bad.
It's not too bad.
They hold their own, but what sort of other areas are you looking at to sort of set those systems up?
So we've got satellite programs on the north coast of New South Wales, the greater northern area, which is sort of like from Muswellbrook up through Tamworth and Armidale and out to the greater west out there. We have an association with Toowoomba in Queensland. We run satellite camps in Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast, and we run academy programs in New Zealand, which a lot of the big clubs have been doing for a number of years, and we've had to get into the fight there. We need to recruit, there's no doubt about that. And we will recruit, but we've got to recruit at the younger ages too, which means a big house parenting program. We've got 4 houses in Belmore where kids are living, one with house parents and the others where they look after themselves and we look after them. We've got to have associations with schools, which we haven't really had those types of schools in the Canterbury area for a number of years. So it's a massive program, and we run a massive program at the moment. We run Harold Matts, SG Ball, Jersey Flag, Ron Massey Cup, New South Wales Cup, and first grade. So our academy's going from 6 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night every night of the week. And it's all viewed towards the future. That's my job, is the future. It's up to the coach and the players to get the results today, and they're trying really hard. I can't fault their effort. I can't fault how hard they're trying. They've been hamstrung a little bit by the amount of injuries that we've had, particularly in key positions in our forwards. And as I say, it takes a few years to break down what you've inherited and get that in some sort of shape going forward. I think next year will be a much better year.